from the UEFA Europa League tie in Catalonia against Barcelona that ended 2-2. Back to the Premier League, and the Premier League is back, baby. United is hosting Leicester City at Old Trafford, a stadium with a capacity of 74,310, though sometimes it's reported that it can even reach 78,000 in there for you. But official on Google, they are telling us 74,310, and obviously it's only going to be another game of football, our 24th game in this season. Remember, we've played 23 games and we have gathered 46 points as it stands. 5 points behind a team called Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal is playing to Man City. They win, they'll stretch their lead to 8 points, meaning that we are coming in with some little bit of pressure, as we want to really not to be far away from that top spot of the Premier League, because you never know what's going to happen. City and Arsenal can one time all lose and we win, and we might narrow it to 2, and we might find ourselves back into the title race. With lots of players returning, as confirmed by the manager, that Anthony Martial, Anthony and Scott McTominay might be ready for the game of Sunday, that is tomorrow, and he needs to assess them and see how they would have reacted to their fitness training by yesterday and today. Then we'll be letting you know who is really close to return. But my sources around Old Trafford tell me that United, Scott McTominay looks like he's really going to be the one who is really in shape to return, and the manager wouldn't like to hurry Anthony and Martial, and I think he wants to make them available for the game of Barcelona, because he knows that when you're having Martial and Anthony back in that game of Barcelona, you increase your chances of winning it from 60% to close to 80%, because if we had them away in Catalonia, I believe they lose that game. They lose that game. You know how our shape is every time we are playing with Martial, because Rashford never played off wide left. He played centrally, and I think he's limited while playing through the central axis. That's why you saw to it that all the 2 goals he scored them off the right. So, sorry, the 1 goal he scored and created, he created and scored them off the right. So welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Rokan David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. It's the United versus Leicester City match preview happening at Old Trafford tomorrow. United has not lost a game at Old Trafford since that Brighton 2-1 loss at the beginning of the season. The rest of the Premier League games have been wins, apart from Newcastle and Leeds that really went level. That's it. But the rest of the games, we won them. And it shows you how good we are at Old Trafford. And Marcus Rashford is in the form of his life. In the entire season, he has gone ahead to score 22 goals. He's close to 13 Premier League goals. That is Marcus Rashford for you. And we get into this game with the doubts, with the players doubtful, being Donny van de Beek out until the end of the season. Eriksen returning late April. Then Martial, Anthony and Scott McTominay, they are doubtful, and they need a late fitness test to see whether they are going to be available for the game of Manchester United. And today, if at all you spot any of those in the group training session pictures that are going to be put out by the team of Manchester United via their social media different platforms, then you'll know that that player is really fit. Now, Sabitzer Martinez are returning into this game. Remember, they missed out on the game of Barcelona, why Sabitzer at Bayern Munich accumulated 3 yellow cards in the group stage games in the Champions League. So he couldn't play in the tie away at Barcelona. Lisandro Martinez accumulated, I think, 2 yellow cards in the group stages, and he couldn't play in that game. So they are both back to play the Premier League game. And I think it's really going to be something great for Manchester United to welcome them back. When you look at a team called Leicester City, they are really welcoming back Tielemans, who missed out the game. They beat Tottenham Hotspur by 4-1 because he was having a calf injury. Then Bokware Somare is also expected to come back after 2 months out because he was injured. And the ex-United man is also expected to be back. That is John Evans. He played in defense. So those are the players that you expect to see. Now, James Justin and Ryan Bertrand, those are really out because they are really having long-term injuries. But We have to keep an eye on a man known as Maddison, who has been in blistering form in the previous 2 games, winning 4-2 against Aston Villa on the score sheet, winning 4-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. He has gone ahead to score again. And Iheanacho is also a man on fire, formerly at Manchester City and now going to face Manchester United again at Old Trafford. That is tomorrow. So those are the doubts, and let's get into the team as we expect it to be and stand as far as it's really concerned. After giving you the team news, the next bit is to let you know who do I think is going to start, who do I think is not going to start. The system, obviously, it's a 4-2-3-1. That is what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to embrace at Manchester United. 4 defenders, a double pivot of 2 midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders, and 1 centre forward. Anything for you, that is Erik ten Hag for you. When you go to the pitch, the goalkeeper, no doubt, David De Gea will start in goal unless anything uncertain happens to him. But I see him as the only player to start in goal. Butland, Green, Heaton are not really at that level of really getting this guy out of goal. Now, let's go to the right back position, and some changes are really going to be made after that game of Barcelona. Remember, in the game of Barcelona, Bissaka started at the right back of Manchester United, and I think he had some good moments and some worst moments, especially when he let the ball go past him and really trying to run for it while playing the central defense. You can't allow that to happen, and it landed on the foot of Jordi Alba, but he made a very good recovery. But you can't risk out the other time, because when Arsenal risks out thrice against Man City, they really got us and really beat us. You get? You find a team like Leicester, you do the same mistake you did at Barcelona. Obviously, Maddison won't go in for a shot like Jordi Alba. He'll sit you down and obviously get in a cutback and we are finished. So I believe the manager is really going to make another rotation to get this man back into the starting 11 of Manchester United. That is Diego Dalot. He's starting, and I think the best positions that Erik ten Hag has plenty of options is the right back. When you look at Dalot, he's tussling it out with a player called Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And so Bissaka started on Thursday. Dalot is coming in to start on Sunday, according to me. And I believe that's how it's going to be, because he needs to rotate him. And he wants him to get back to his full match fitness. I think he has been having sloppy games because he never been playing very many games because he was injured, and match fitness is really key to games like these. And I think having played against Leeds at Old Trafford and at Elland Road, I believe this game he's really going to look a much more important player. And secondly, the way we build up from the back when having Dalot is not the way we build up from the back when having Bissaka, because Dalot is really confident on the ball, comfortable on the ball than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But Bissaka is having a good spell, and I think Ten Hag might change his mind of not selling him in the summer. Left back, in the game of Barcelona, it was Malacia. Again, in the game of Leeds, it was Malacia at Elland Road. I believe Malacia is going to be rested a little bit, and Luke Shaw is going to come in. Luke Shaw is going to come in and play on the left back of Manchester United because the manager needs to see this going. In Barcelona, Luke Shaw played as the left back, as the central defender on the left. Played on the left side of the central defense because Lisandro Martinez was suspended, and Erik ten Hag is so much comfortable of playing with a left-footed player on the left side of the central defense, and that was the case. But this time round, I believe Luke Shaw is going to play on the left back. Malacia is going to be rested, and that's how Ten Hag really does his stuff. He rests you for like 1 or 2 games, then he gives you 2 games to play, and he's really doing it perfectly, and no player at Manchester United is complaining of game time, according to how the manager is really handling his things, and he's really doing them very, very well. We go to the right side of the central defense. Which central defense partnership is he going to bring in? Rafael Varane returning after being rested for Leeds game. Now, who is going to start on the right side of the central defense? I believe this man is returning. This man is returning. Having been rested for some games, Lindelof is returning to play on the right side of the central defense because he has been out for some games, has not been playing. Maguire playing the game of Leeds. I think the manager is really going to go in and bring in Lindelof to play into that position because he's one of the most trusted players in the central defense of Eric Ten Hag. And I think Varane is going to be rested for the Barca game because Barca has the best number 9 in the world, known as Lewandowski, and you can't risk that defender that really shut him down away at Camp Nou, and then you risk him in this game of football. You bring in Lindelof to get that job done. I don't expect to see Harry Maguire starting because I believe Leicester is really having Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy, Patson Daka, very fast centre forwards. I think you can't risk it all out and play Harry Maguire because at Old Trafford, it's always a high line and we play a high press. Then, on the left side of central defense, Licha is going to be welcomed back. Lisandro Martinez is going to be welcomed back into that position. Missing out on the game of Barcelona, playing close to 30 minutes in the game of Leeds, and you know what it means when he's playing. Our build up from the back is always concrete. It's always great because he's the most comfortable player on the ball in that entire back line of Manchester United. That is Lisandro Martinez, and I think the manager is really rotating him very well and maintaining him very well because he is really good to go because he played only 30 minutes in the game of Leeds. He never played on Thursday, and I think he earns himself a position to start in that central defense position of Manchester United. So I believe no Maguire, Varane is going to be on the bench. That will call for Lisandro Martinez and Lindelof to come in through, meaning that in the entire back line, 4 changes are going to be made. Dalot for Bissaka, Lindelof for Varane, Martinez for Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw for Malacia. That's what I believe is going to be the back four of United as they take on Leicester City at Old Trafford. Then we are going into the midfield double pivot. Obviously, with Casemiro suspended, you know that is out, and this is going to be his last suspension to serve after getting that red card against Crystal Palace. You expect the manager to really maintain with Freddy Rodriguez into that position in the double pivot, and my thoughts are really telling me if Scott McTominay is past fit, he might start, and I won't be surprised if at all Scott McTominay is named by Eric Ten Hag to start into his CDM position because he has been away for so long. Fred has played very many games, and I think he deserves to be rested. So if that doesn't happen, then Freddy will start in that double pivot alongside another absentee in the game of Barcelona that has really gone ahead to be important in our side. That is Michel Sabitzer, unknown from Bayern Munich, and United have been told that they're supposed to pay 20 million euros to get him onto their permanent midfield cast. That is Sabitzer for you, and I believe that's going to be the double pivot of United as we take on Leicester City. And I think the cohesion is building up because in the game of Leeds, at least so that they were not so much not in tune as they were at the game we played at Old Trafford because Freddie looked like he was in his own world. Sabitzer looked like he was in his own world, but in the game of Leeds, they happened to play that double pivot very well together, and we saw us really getting a result. And we are at Old Trafford, you know that no respect for a team like Leicester City. We are going to go all out to attack it left, right, and center. So I expect Sabitzer and Freddy to play that double pivot. Then Bruno Fernandes obviously is going to return in his position. I like him when he's playing as a cam because we miss out a lot from him when he's played wide. So I expect him to be played as a cam tomorrow as we play on a side which goes by the names of Leicester City. And remember, in that position, when he really just dived deep back in the game of Barcelona, he got an assist for a player called Vegas, and Vegas really failed to put that ball into the back of the net in an angle that I believe was tight, though people judged him, but I believe he had a very good game. On the right attacking side of the midfield, Anthony, even if he returns, I don't see him starting. No reason to hurry him back when the man who has been away for close to 3-4 months as he was undergoing mental rehabilitation is back. That means Jordan Sancho trying to start into there, playing close to to 70, 80 minutes against Barcelona, and he had, by the way, a chance that Weghorst was really a flip on the ball, and he never really went in for goal, and he went for the side net. But I believe that is part of the process of him returning. Soon he's going to be back to the Sancho that we know, and we are going to be running. And when I tell people that I see United into the title charge or race, I'm not blowing it out of proportion. I'm not carried away, because I know when we get all these players back, I think we are going to go on a very huge run of winning very many games. That's it, according to me. So people might come out and say Rokan is always carried away, but not until I see that the points are like 8 or 10. That's when I'll say we are out of it. But 5 points are really easy to close down by a team called Manchester United. Then on the left-hand side of the midfield, I believe Rashford is gaining back his position here to play there. Man in form, 22 goals in 34 games with 8 assists, 30 goal contributions this season. The man is in the best form of his life, and I see him play off the left, not leading the line for Manchester United. I believe Ten Hag went in for the other formula because he was away from home and he was needing safety first. But I think right now he's going to play Rashford off the left, Sancho off the right, and Weghorst will lead the line at Old Trafford. However much Martial might be back, but even if he makes it to the match squad, he's going to find himself on the bench and not starting immediately into that game of Manchester United versus Leicester City. So that is my predicted starting 11, and I believe you're having your reservations about it, but those are my thoughts, and you can as well go in and really put in your thoughts. And there are reservations from people that we played on Thursday. We are going to really look tired and play against Leicester City. Guys, this is top tier footballing levels. That's it. Bruno Fernandes came out and stressed it out loud that if you're playing for Manchester United, you're supposed to be good at playing 2 games every week. Now, we are having some reinforcements that never played on Thursday. Dalot, Martinez, Lindelof, and Sabitzer. I expect all those 4 to start. I think that is a very good rotation, especially how many? 3 in the back 4, 1 in the midfield pivot. I think that's great. The rest of the players really played, but I think Sancho has not yet run out of steam. Rashford looks like he's still full of steam and ready to go. Weghorst looks like he has not yet even played a game. Bruno Fernandes, for him, he doesn't miss out on any game because of injury, and the only game has missed out this season, it's because he had 2 yellow cards that were suspended into that game I think it was against Charlton at Old Trafford. It was against Charlton, not so? So, I believe we are charged. The players are ready. The recovery training was made. The manager really came back early enough, and the team from Barcelona that Thursday, they flew back to Manchester. He didn't want to see himself face the same scenario he faced when we went away at Real Sociedad, won 1-0, returned over the weekend and lost away at Aston Villa by 3-1. Good thing is that this game is not at King Power Stadium, it's at Old Trafford. Now, it's in our favour that we are not playing away after playing away at Catalonia, because it would have been a very hard game at Leicester City, because Leicester has won their last 2 games. They've beaten Aston Villa 4-2, that was away, and they hosted Spurs, and they beat Spurs by 4-1, meaning that they are really having a very huge rhythm into them that would have really put them to a next level and made our game hard if at all you are playing at King Power Stadium. Remember, this season, it was our 3rd game of the season. We beat them. Was it the 3rd? It was the 5th game of the season. We beat them by 1-0. Sancho was on target. Rashford was responsible for that assist into that encounter. So, thank you guys for watching it through. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Manchester United. I've seen people saying that we are not going to keep a clean sheet. It's going to be a draw. This is a clear win for Manchester United. I see a win written all over this fixture, and it's a United win. I don't see anywhere Leicester going to come close to really make it hard for us to beat them. We are going to beat them badly in there for you, because I think we won't repeat the mistakes we did against Leeds. And Leicester is not at the level of Leeds. However, much Timers is coming in back. Maddison, that is in the form. But do you think Maddison is better than Kevin De Bruyne? You get? We closed down Kevin De Bruyne. You get? And I think we can close them down at Old Trafford and win by 3-0. So that is my prediction, 3-0. But we are welcoming back Sabitzer and Lisandro Martinez, who are not into our match squad, as we played a side called Barcelona back in Camp Nou, who were really suspended, but they are back, and we can't wait to welcome them back. And a reminder, this is the last game of Casemiro missing out in the Premier League because of the suspension he got while they were playing against Crystal Palace. And next Sunday, he'll be back as we tussle it out with Newcastle at a stadium called Wembley in the finale of the Carabao Cup. Your thoughts of the predicted starting 11? De Gea, Dalot, Lindelof, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Freddie, Sabitzer, double pivot, Rashford wide left, Sancho wide right, Bruno, central attack midfielder with Wout Weghorst to lead the line for Manchester United. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. Bye-bye. See you in our next video that is loading in the next 3 or 4 hours from now. Bye-bye.